The S-Class is by far my favorite Mercedes. Such a great product. But as human creatures, we always want, well, more. So here it is, Mercedes Maybach S-Class. Is it slightly better or is it a whole different world? Well, I've driven the Maybach GLS versus standard GLS. Suffice to say, it was a place of no return. So what is this going to be? Are we going to be riding all the way to paradise or, well, only time will tell. Let's hop in.
1, 2, 3.
Let's sneak a quick acceleration test. It is a little bit slippery, but we'll live. I'm gonna put you into sport mode, automatic start and stop button deactivated, foot on the brake, foot on the throttle. Let's warm you up. Off she goes. Come on. The engine sound is subdued, but it is absolutely divine. And the acceleration is just so sophisticated. So the declared 0 to 100 is 4.8 seconds, and I am 4.82. Well, considering road conditions, it's beautiful. We want a V8, not G8. If you can afford this car and be driven in it, that is a very good place to be in life. But sometimes you don't have a driver, don't want to have a driver, because you prefer to drive this car yourself. And that is also a pretty good place to be, sitting behind this gorgeous steering wheel with real wood. Now the quality of the materials, the fit and finish is absolutely stunning. I love this color combination, bi-coloring on the outside and navy nappa on the inside. I mean, it's just beautiful. Far more practical than light coloring, just saying. Now, because it's a German car, we've got all the practicalities in terms of storage space, USB, USB-C ports and all that jazz. So very, very good. Now, this is the latest MBUX system from Mercedes, which in my opinion is actually one of the best available on the market. I'll show you the graphics so you get an idea of, there you go. The system is just beautiful. It's quick, crystal clear, and look how rapidly it responds to the touch of my finger. But I'll show you the feature which I love the most. So you've got seat massage, you've got several options, okay? And then you've got seat heating, seat cooling, and then you also have, I mean, this is amazing, seat contouring. So I can feel how the seat adjusts. Gorgeous shoulders, side bolster. So you can adjust all of this to suit your needs and your body, okay? You've got, of course, ambient lighting, changing the colors, very good in this gorgeous winter day. This is a lifesaver. Yeah, but I think it's time to move to the back. Well, I have to admit, back here you get a proper Maybach experience. It is absolutely magnificent. This model is equipped with what's so-called first class package, and as part of it you get 2 proper seats versus 1 sofa. I mean, you wouldn't want to jam 3 people in the back of a car like this, would you? That's crazy. But comparing this first class to a first class on a commercial airplane is nothing but an insult. Airlines could learn a thing or two or more looking at this car. Of course, these seats fully recline, heating, cooling, body contouring, massage. You even have massage for your calves. Don't laugh, it is really important when you're wearing stilettos on a regular basis. Let's put me in a more professional seating position, shall we? I do love this panoramic sunroofing. You can of course control the blinds yourself, or you can ask the driver to do it. Burmeister noise cancelling speakers spread across the cabin. You also get a little fridge and nothing in it. Rich enough to purchase a car, but clearly not enough to buy champagne. Anyway, moving on, you've got silver-plated champagne flutes. Nice touch, I like that, very good. Now let's check some space. You've got plenty. You even have tray tables if you can be bothered to work. Anyway, speaking of space, 495 liters of boot space, but I do have a fridge, so it's a little bit less, but you can easily remove the fridge. Now, when I picked this car up, a lovely gentleman with impeccable manners assisted with my bags, but he looked and said, Anna, no chance. I said, watch it, just do what I say. And boom, 2 huge suitcases and a carry-on did fit. Just put the fridge here. Okay, so you've got the MBUX system as well. You can operate it with a remote control, or you can just use your finger to operate the screen directly. I mean, the cabin is practical, but it is also exquisite. Now I need to exit the vehicle, so I simply press this button and the door opens. The ride here is peachy, but you already know this. Now this car is quiet, serene. I'm just gliding and wafting along, having a proper seat massage and not having a single worry in this world. The air suspension here comes as standard. This goes without saying, of course, but the adaptive dampers operate individually. They read the road and adjust when needed. Now you see, it's not hard, it's not rocket science to produce a suspension which is soft as baby food. But if you leave it at that, well, the car will roll around the corners like a roller coaster and you will immediately get travel sick, which of course in a car like this will be utterly unacceptable. So what we have here is a system called E-Active Body Control, essentially a camera that's looking ahead and scanning the road for any imperfections. So when the suspension doesn't have to be super soft, it's not super soft. And as a result, the car is much comfier, niftier. The handling here is superb. And you see, moral of the story is, as much as dancing in the dark can sometimes be very fun, when it comes to cars, it's probably quite the opposite.
I'm not being true, but they don't have a clue.
Small car, it is not. 5.5 meters long, which is 18 centimeters longer than a long wheelbase S-Class. That is 7 inches. Just saying. Size does matter when it comes to comfort. Now, do you have to be an expert to park this beast? Well, no, because you can have rear wheel steering here, which means at lower speeds your back wheels turn in the opposite direction to your front wheels to help you maneuver more efficiently. And rear wheel steering at higher speeds, your back wheels turn in the same direction to your front wheels to help your stability. So parking this car in and out of car parks, well, you've got excellent cameras, probably best on the market, light yet very responsive steering. This makes parking a car like this, even for slightly challenged individuals, parking-wise, such as myself, a breeze. Under the bonnet, I've got a rather rare animal. It feels a bit like walk down memory lane, if you're old enough. So, the S580 model has a 4-litre V8 turbocharged petrol engine. God almighty, just saying it makes me so happy. This is actually a mild hybrid. The combustion engine pumps over 500 horsepower and 700 newton meters of torque. The electric motor gives us an additional 20 horses and 200 newton meters of torque. But bear in mind, because it's a mild hybrid, we don't actually combine the power. The electric motor is here to give us that extra boost, to reduce the turbo lag and improve our fuel economy. And it seems to be delivering on its promise. I am averaging only 13 liters. It is middle of winter, so freezing temperatures, and I don't particularly classify myself as an economical driver. Yet some still argue that this is petrol evil and that EQS is more suitable. What I think is the most suitable, are you ready for it? It's the S680 of this model with a V12 petrol engine. Sorry, I had to. I mean, the EQS has got a gorgeous cabin, no denying, hideous front, and it's perfect if you just trot around town or doing short distances. Everywhere else, well, an EV seems to be tripping of its own cord lately. With a V8, you will have more flexibility, more freedom, and more fun. And with a V12, well, more and more of the great thing. We've got all drive system, safe and sound in all weather conditions, 9-speed automatic gearbox. That is a lot of gears to get through. And having too many options when it comes to gears or just about everything else in life can often leave us paralyzed. Well, luckily, the change of gears feels non-existent. The ride is silky and smooth, and when you smash the throttle pedal, it doesn't pull you in your seat like a wild Lambo does. It's not the idea here. You gently brush your foot on the accelerator and you rise like a phoenix. You don't actually feel the speed in this car. Let me put it this way. Laws might have been broken, and most would be appalled and advise I immediately seek counseling for my misguided behavior. But you see, the way I see it, laws have been put in place first and foremost to obey, and sometimes not.
'Cause your heart's made of gold, but don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I'll get you some.
As if it wasn't wonderful enough, we've got what's so-called the Maybach driving mode, where the change of gears is further improved. The throttle beautifully blends in the power, especially if you're on the heavier side when it comes to your right foot. The engine manners are simply impeccable. The handling is flawless. And on a twisty road, the things you can do that you certainly can't in Maybach GLS. And the answer is very simple: physics. Suffice to say, cars and people nowadays often lack drive, ambition, and general effort. It's certainly not the case here. Somehow, this car steers your soul with its opulence, yet simplicity, practicality, and performance. Now, this versus the regular S-Class, it worries me, you have to ask. The wonderful S-Class that has been giving Maybach magic touch. And as we know, the devil is always in the details. For me, this is an everlasting love. Sadly, it's time to call it a day, but I am feeling absolutely majestic. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Never stop.